Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. This is Good Morning Kenya. If you are just joining us, glad you are with us. I am Jane Wambo. You are right in time for the first discussion, and today is all about, or rather this particular discussion is all about our teachers. Now today being the 5th of October, we are marking the International Day for Teachers, or better yet, World Teachers Day, a day that is set aside to look at issues that revolve around teachers, appreciating them, reevaluating where we are, and just looking at how we can make our educators' world better as we strive to all just make ourselves comfortable in our different professions. And so if you are a teacher, we welcome you to be part of this conversation. We'd love to hear from you, the issues that you feel are near and dear to you as an educator, just trying to understand how we, the rest of the population, can help make our environment conducive for you as you go about delivering your mandate and your responsibility when it comes to educating our children. We welcome you to be part of this conversation using the hashtag Good Morning Kenya on Twitter. Our official station handle ever remains at KBC Channel 1. My handle is Jane Wamboya across all the socials, and my colleagues, you can find them as Sam W. Njoroge, at Raymanyara, and at Doreen Arangi on Twitter as well. So right now we want to just dive straight into this particular conversation, and the theme for this year's World Teachers Day is teachers leading in crisis and reimagining the future. We have been thrown in a state of crisis with this pandemic, so we had to adjust to a new normal. But how has the education system evolved and adjusted? And more so, our teachers who are now tasked with the responsibility to ensure that our students are safe, even as we try to just reopen institutions. And of course, that is what is expected today with the official date for the reopening of tertiary institutions. We just want to understand how we are reimagining the situation around educating our children, and more so how our teachers are going to be doing this. So joining us for this particular conversation via Zoom, we have with us Mrs. Glory Mutungi, who is the chairperson of the Kenya Association of Technical Training Institutions, as well as the chief principal at the Nairobi Technical Training Institute. Karibu sana, Glory.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for making time to be with us this morning. Now, let's just get straight into it. But we'd like to first try and understand what the Kenya Association of Technical Training Institutions mandate is when it comes to the delivery of education. Let's start there.
Thank you so much for that question. Kenya Association of Technical Training Institutions is a professional body of all the TVET principals, both in private and public institutions. This is a body that brings us together to share our experiences so that we can make TVET what it is supposed to be for this country. Mm-hmm. One of our mandates is actually advocacy, so that we make the government understand what is happening on the ground, what is required, so that we can put our young people in the limelight, and so that the vision that each one of them has for this country. Thank you.
All right. Now, you are mostly focusing when it comes to the technical training institutions in Kenya. And, looking at Kenya's history, we have been seeing a low intake when it comes to TVET courses here in Kenya. But looking at where we are as a country, how are we doing so far from your end of things when it comes to the uptake of TVET courses?
Yes, Jocelyn.
All right, let's just a few things here in regards to that. Now, she is the chair of the National Training Technical Training Institutions here in Kenya, and is also the principal at the National Training Teachers Institution here in Kenya. So we'll be joining her in a bit to just try and revisit that conversation, understanding where we are when it comes to the uptake of TVET courses here in Kenya. I mean, just last year there was this uproar on social media in regards to how we are taking up TVET courses, and so many people arguing that we are churning out half-baked graduates, people who are not in touch with the actual market and the actual industries, because we are more of theory in school, and when we come out to the job market, it's all about about the practical, so you find they are thrown in a space where they do not really understand how to go about applying what they have been taught. So once again, you can talk to us using the hashtag Good Morning Kenya. We will be sampling your questions as we proceed on with this particular conversation. So just picking up from where we are, remember we have with us Mrs. Glory Mutungi, who once again is the principal of the Nairobi Technical Training Institute and also doubles as the chair of the Kenya Association of Technical Training Institutions. So I believe she is back with us. All right, before we get to Mrs. Glory, we also have another guest with us, also joining us via Zoom. That is Jocelyn Kawera, who is a trainer at the Kiambu Institute of Science and Technology. Good morning, Jocelyn.
Good morning to you.
Welcome so much to Good Morning Kenya. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
All right, now today is a day about celebrating teachers. What does this day mean to you as a trainer?
Okay, this is a great day for me as a trainer, as a teacher, and it recognizes me and makes me feel like somebody somewhere recognizes my efforts.
Yes.
I feel so much delighted that somebody somewhere is recognizing the effort teachers are putting and the trainees are putting towards helping the young people visualize their potential and achieve their dreams.
Yes. All right. Now, looking at you as a trainer in a technical institute, maybe you could paint a picture for us how it is for you, given we haven't been seeing, we have just, in the recent past, we have seen more and more conversation revolving around technical courses. How are things for you as a trainer in this particular courses?
Okay, as a trainer in the technical line, one thing is that it has been fulfilling to see the young people who would have been somehow lost, because there before people thought that life is about going to the university. Mm-hmm. So when I go to the technical institution and I see those people who had really strived so much to go for a degree, they come and they can realize that they can make it in life. It gives me a lot of fulfillment, because that gives me the message that nobody is getting wasted out there, and that nobody is losing their potential because they didn't go to the next level. Yes. So the technical education really thrills my heart so much, mm-hmm. because it is another channel to higher education and for the young people to realize their potential.
Now, in trying to just assess and understand the situation, looking at how, from your perspective of things, maybe you could paint a picture for us, the challenges that you as a trainer undergo when it comes to delivering your mandate in regard to this.
The main challenge we have is the issue of the facilities. Okay. Sometimes you may not have all what you need. Mm-hmm. And the other issue we have is some of the students will come there when their attitude is like, I am here because I didn't go to the university. Mm. So the first thing is we deal with the attitude of the learners once they arrive. Mm-hmm. We try to make them realize that they are here not because they are failures, but they are here because we need them. Mm-hmm. As the Kenya. We need the technicians, we need the artisans. And then now the challenge of the facilities, sometimes the institution really wants to provide, they don't have the resources. Sometimes you really want to do maybe a certain practical, you want to demonstrate to the students something, and you don't have that. Those are some of the challenges we have. And the other challenge we have is that we want the learners to be a little bit innovative. Mm-hmm. And to be innovative, they must be in good laboratories, which we are lacking in quite a number of the institutions.
All right. And given we're in this pandemic, we were all thrown in a state of confusion, and, we thus had to adjust to a new normal. Looking at how you have had to adjust as a trainer in the technical courses, how have you been able to just maneuver and just trying to ensure that you are delivering when it comes to training the trainees?
now we had to change the life of this the approach, the way we have been doing the old and to change, because we have to reach now these trainees from where they are. So one of them is that we have now to learn how to reach them from where they are.
Yes.
The challenge is there. Yes.
Yes, continue.
Okay, so I'm saying that the challenge has been there because we have to translate from the analog delivery, from delivering in class to delivering to them when they are still there at home. And the challenges have been many. Most of the students may not be having the gadgets. So we have to devise ways of having the materials available through maybe video recording, so that the students can reach that material when they are able to move to where maybe they can get a gadget or where they can get internet.
Yes.
So that delivery has been a little bit challenging. Another area is that, like, when you are teaching a practical, it's not been that easy to translate a practical lesson to a Zoom meeting with the students. So mostly you just demonstrate and you are not sure whether the student has been able to do the same, because the students may not even have the materials from where they are.
All right. Now, in just trying to keep up with the changing times and adjusting to this new normal, we find that just last year there was so much conversation around, our graduates, given that, our institutions are churning out half-baked graduates because they are not in touch with the industry as such. At school is more of the theory, and given so when it comes to TVET courses, they are hands-on courses. How can we just try to bridge the gap between, what we are taught in schools and the actual industry, such that when the graduates are going out there, they're not just coming out to a whole new world of just how to operate?
Hello.
That's a challenging area, because you find even when we send our students for attachment,
yes,
because of the economic challenges, most of them would not prefer to go for that attachment. They want to look for money from other sources, because when they go for attachment, most of the time they have to meet all their needs. They have to meet the accommodation, they have to meet the transport, they have to meet all their upkeep. So you find that they try to evade that attachment, and it is the way they are going to get the hands-on skills. So one of the things maybe this time maybe the government will have to come in, and the industries we are doing attachment in, they see how it can work for the students to be able to be catered for some of those requirements they need to be there. We have other countries which are a little bit ahead, whereby they do attachment when they're in class, and they can connect the two. But now our system, whereby we have to let the learners or the trainees go for the attachment when they are not in class, it has been a little bit challenging to maintain them in that attachment for the 3 months. So sometimes you even go there and you meet that the student or the trainee report, or they reported and then they encountered some challenges and they left the station because they were not able to keep up that requirement, so that they can be able to be in that organization for the 3 months. So that has been a little bit a challenge, and I think it's the high time the organizers and the funders of this training went a little further. We have seen them go further, providing quite good materials. They have expanded the training. We have been able to receive a big number of students, because now they are able even to access the health loan for them to be in the technical institutions. But now the attachment part is still lacking. Our learners are still not able to maintain themselves there. The industries are not able to meet their requirements, and the parents are not able to meet the requirement for the trainees when they go for that attachment. So there's a big gap which needs to be addressed in that area.
All right. Now, just stay with us. We'll be coming back to just hear, some of your suggestions as a trainer to just see how they can better make you able to deliver on your mandate. But let's get back to Mrs. Glory Mutungi, who is the chairperson of the Kenya Association of Technical Training Institutions and also doubles as the chief principal at the Nairobi Technical Training Institution. Good morning and welcome once again.
Thank you so much.
All right. Now, just to start by understanding the mandate of the Kenya Association of Technical Training Institutions here in Kenya.
Yes, as I said earlier, Kenya Association of Technical Training Institutions is a professional body that brings all the principals of both private and public institutions together to share their experiences and to advocate for TVET. Association also involves all the trainers, because we organize trainings for management, for our trainers. We organize also activities for our students. So the association encompasses the entire institution. Yeah.
All right. Now, we are in a day where we are just celebrating our teachers, appreciating them and assessing the situation and just trying to see how we can improve how they, when it comes to their delivery and looking at the challenges that, trainers usually face, especially in the TVET sector. What did you have to say in regards to this particular area? And maybe you could point us some few challenges that you feel are vital and need to be addressed.
Thank you so much for that question, because the greatest challenge is where we have, like what you said, the mismatch between the training and the industry requirements.
Okay.
And this one has been addressed by the reforms that have taken place in TVET sector, whereby the curriculum now is being developed in such a way that the industry is involved and the industry says what they require from our trainees. Initially, we were just training for the industry without asking them, what do you require from our trainees? Currently, with the CDAC, TVET CDAC, this is the body that is developing curriculum in consultation with the industry and the trainers, so that the curriculum, as it is being prepared from the word go, it is the curriculum that is required by the industry and not what the students just need to learn to the institution and then move to the industry. Okay. This is a big milestone that has been done in the TVET sector with the several reforms that have taken place. The greatest is reforming the curriculum, because if you don't give the right curriculum, it means that when they go out there, they'll be said they are half-baked. But the way we are moving with the CDAC now, it means that the industry will participate in curriculum development. They will state exactly what is required of a trainee when they reach the industry. The other thing is now we have created collaborations between the institutions and the industries so that our trainees are able to be engaged in the industry, like what in Nairobi TTI, Kiambu Institute and DICA they have currently. We have what we are calling the dual training with the GIZ. The trainees are 3 months in the institution and 3 months in the industry. Meaning what? By the time the trainee completes the training in 2.5 years, they will be assimilated fully in the industry.
All right. Now, the students do get an opportunity to just have a taste of what the industry has to offer. But now looking at the trainers themselves, how do we go about improving their knowledge base, their creativity when it comes to the delivery of their services as the trainers? Because we don't get to see them go to the industry or interact with different platforms until they have to just, on an individual level, decide to go and study further. How do we improve their capability as the trainers?
That has been the greatest challenge for our trainers in this country. Because once a trainer leaves the college, they don't go back to the industry. Sometimes the students go back to the industry and they're even more informed than the trainers. We are working this with our government, our directorate, so that they will create what we call continuous progression of the trainers. They will have a chance to go to the industry, maybe for 3 months, come back to the institution. At least they will have gained the current trends in the industry and they will bring back to the training. This has not been happening. It's a great challenge for our trainers in this country, both in other sectors and in TVET sector, because once a trainer leaves college, they no longer go back to the industry. And sometimes when the students go for attachment, they come back to college more knowledgeable than the trainers. It's something we are working with the ministry, requesting them to organize. And I want to believe this is the work the KTTC will be doing going forward, where they'll keep on taking the trainers back, updating them through the industry linkages, and we'll have better trainers. Thank you.
Now, looking at, the perception that is in there among the population about TVET courses, most people consider TVET courses, as had been mentioned by our guest, that, just because they didn't go to university, that's why I'm here doing these TVET courses. What can we do to just try and change this misconception and misunderstanding that we have around TVET courses?
This is something we have been working on, and just like my colleague has said, it's changing the attitude, the mindset, because I am a board of COOPs, and in the last year, I saw several students who had attained marks to go to the university, choosing to come to the TVET sector. This is because they have understood once you have a skill, you are a better person in this country, you'll be able even to be assimilated in whatever way, either start your own business or get employment in the industries. This has been traditional, whereby we felt that everybody should go to the university. Remember, our students even used to steal exams so that they can get A's and B's. But once they reach that university, they are not able to deliver. They are, by the first year they are 50, by the time they finish their fourth year they are only 20, because majority of them did not even attain those grades in the right way. But what are we telling our trainees? That TVET is a pathway that you can choose, whether you got a D+, whether you got an A, and you can choose a program that is going to add value to yourself. This is a conversation we need from the parents, the trainers, and the country in entirety. Because I think during the colonial times, those who used to go for TVET programs, they used to be believed they are the poorest of the poor. Those who are very rich, they would go for the academic side of it. But now, through the sensitization that has been taking place, through the political goodwill, another thing is funding. TVET education is very expensive. Our trainees could not afford to go and do TVET because it was even cheaper. The university students were being given capitation, they were being given help, but currently the TVET trainees are also getting capitation, that is 30,000 from the government, each student every year, and they are also able to access help, 40,000 maximum for anybody who applies for help. So these are some of the things that we have been able to do so that the trainee who comes to TVET. And remember that last year, over 600 students, they did KCSE. Only 122,000 who went to the university. Where do we take the others more than 500,000? These are the students we are looking forward to joining TVET institutions. And that is why the government needs to invest a lot in TVET, through human resource, through equipment, and through quality curriculum.
Absolutely. And given the fact that this pandemic threw the entire state and the world over for that matter into a state of disarray and most of the education system, what are some of those lessons that we are, as a stakeholder in the TVET industry, you are learning and just to adjust with the new normal moving forward to just ensure the delivery, your delivery when it comes to these TVET courses is top notch?
I would say COVID was a blessing in disguise for TVET, because we have always thought of traditional way of delivering curriculum.
Yes.
With COVID, we have realized that life must move on. Our trainers have been able to be trained how to deliver online training. We have been having several trainings throughout the country organized by CATI and the Ministry of Education through the Directorate of TVET, whereby our trainers have been taken through online delivery. Every institution, as we are talking today, has been able to train their trainers to deliver online, to develop content online, because this is what was not available. In the basic education, immediately we went home, they were able to continue delivering their curriculum online. But for TVET, it was not possible, because we have always thought that TVET is practical. Students have to come to college, they must go to the workshops and the labs. But we have realized now we can develop our online content, digitize it, and even have a platform where we can access this knowledge, and every trainer can be able to access that. It is ongoing at KTTC, where we are training our trainers on how to do Google Meet and other ways of delivering the online training. So we are saying that maybe COVID was a blessing in disguise, because we would have remained in our cocoons thinking that we can only deliver practically in the workshops. But now we have realized that our trainers are very good in also online delivery, and the only thing they need to do is to make more practice and to keep on learning how to do it. The challenges are there, yes, like my colleague has said, about gadgets. Our trainees and even trainers Some of them don't even have the right gadgets to deliver this online training. We are organizing as institutions to see how we can assist them. But for trainees, we are requesting the parents, at least because they are at home. I was telling them if they would be in college, they would be paying accommodation, they would be buying meals, they would be buying using transport. Let us use this money to get gadgets for them and help them to get affordable bundles from Safaricom and other providers so that they can attend online classes. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Don't leave us. We'll be coming back to you to just get your closing remarks in regard to this conversation. But going back to Jocelyn, we just want to understand from your point as a trainer, what do you feel needs to be done to empower you more when it comes to your delivery, especially looking at training and the fact that we're moving to a digital era?
Okay. For on my side, what may be working more is I would need more of the training on that delivering the delivery of content using now the other channel, because in college I was trained to go to class and teach.
Yes.
I was trained to go to the laboratory and do the practical. But now I have to go to the digital platform and deliver the content from there. It was not part of my curriculum in the college when I was being trained. So as Madam Gloria has said, the institutions are making all the efforts. And to me, that is what is meeting my most immediate need for now. I require that impact. I need that training so that I can know how do I deliver the same content, deliver it effectively, and ensure that my learners achieve maximum 100% on now the digital platform, the way I was doing it in class. There's quite a number of things I really need to know. For example, when I deliver on this digital platform, I'm not sure that the learner is with me. Because I'm talking, I cannot see this learner. So there's quite a number of measures that the institutions have to put in place so that the learners can remain in class. Another thing is that I want my learners to be prepared for the same. These learners who are used to physical attendance in class, now they are attending my class using a gadget. And these are young people, once they get the gadget, they can get tempted to go to other sites. So there is the likelihood that as I am in class with my learners, assuming I'm moving on with the lesson, my learners are doing something else. So in preparation for this, I also want my learners to be given some what I would call technology education. We've been talking about maybe the learners in high school giving them sex education. Now, I would want the learners now, somebody somewhere to organize for them to get technology education so that they can know how to use this gadget for their benefit, how to control themselves. These are young people. They are online. Messages are going on from their friends, and I'm trying to deliver a concept. So this learner needs to be having some self-discipline, which may not come naturally. So those are some of the areas. As I've been preparing for the digital delivery, my learners should also be prepared to receive my information through the digital platform. Another thing is that now that my learners have the gadgets, I would want to move a little bit higher with my learners. And I think this is the time as Kenyans embrace what is happening outside there. And most of the countries, like the other day I was talking with a friend in India who was telling me that they introduce artificial intelligence courses to learners from 7 years. So when a learner gets that phone, they're not thinking about just going to play a game which is already installed. The learner is thinking of how can I develop my own game? How can I develop my own app? So this learner, when they have done those coding courses and all that, they don't look at the phone as only a way to go and just chat with friends. They look at it as a resource which can improve them. If my learners who are empowered in that line, it would help me in class because I teach, maybe I'm trying to do a practical my learner is thinking of how they can do this practical using a different app. So they are thinking, it's opening their thinking capacity. Okay. So those are some of the things I would want put in place as even we continue with this new normal. As my principal, Madam Grole, has said, this COVID-19 pandemic was a blessing in its own way, because it opened our minds. We have seen that life can continue in another different, and I believe we embrace it positively, it's going to take us to another better place than we have.
All right. Now, as we bring the conversation to a close, what will be your message to the rest of the trainers and all the teachers as we celebrate this day? Very briefly.
My message to my colleague trainers as we celebrate this day, one thing is that I'll tell them, let's feel proud we are teachers. Let us not feel like we are lesser, maybe in a lesser career because we are teachers. Being a teacher is something to embrace, because teachers produce everybody else. Any other career, somebody can venture into in life. He has to be through a teacher. So I'll tell them, my colleagues, let us be happy about it. Let's embrace our career and let us purpose to cause an impact in this. Then the other thing is that as trainers and as teachers, we are the people who drive the new things when it comes to learning. And this time we have to drive the new thing, which is now the online learning. We've been teaching through the other form in class. So this year, as we celebrate the Teachers' Day, I would want to challenge my colleague teachers. We think, what can we do now so that we can drive this new normal in the right direction? Because the way we are going to embrace this, it's going to determine how this thing will be implemented in this country. It is us teachers who are going to implement from the beginning up to the universities. It is teachers who are going to implement this other new way of learning. So the teachers, we have a big way, and we must be open-minded. We must embrace change. We must venture into what can we do so that this thing can come to reality, and then we shall be proud that we were in that time where we were in the transformation. We caused the transition. We were at that time when we transited from the analog teaching to the digital teaching. It's going to be very proud of, and we feel we are part of it.
All right. Thank you very much. Very passionate right there. That is Jocelyn Kawira, who is a trainer at the Kiambu Institute of Science and Technology. And we were also speaking with Mrs. Glory Mutungi, who is the chairperson of the Kenya Association of Technical Training Institutions, and also doubles as the chief principal at the Nairobi Technical Training Institute. That is in regards to this particular day, the 5th of October, as we are celebrating World Teachers' Day. And the theme for this year is teachers leading in crisis, reimagining the future altogether. So once again, let us empower our teachers, because they are the channel, the conduit when it comes to the transferring of information to our students in this day and time. That is that in regards to this particular conversation. Sam Njoroge is behind that camera that you are seeing me on. So do let us know how you are enjoying the show. Do talk to us using the hashtag Good Morning Kenya on Twitter. Jane Mambo is my handle across all the socials. Official station handle is at KBC Channel 1. Do stay with us. We have so much more coming up after this quick breather.